and what I've learned from this parenting journey in terms of the twins, it's important to be present, and that's what I'll take away from it.
Hello, beautiful people. My name is Buggz, and welcome to Hearty Moments with Buggz, where we share tips and stories on millennial motherhood, and we dip a bit into fashion and lifestyle. So today is our last episode of the parenting series, which is the third episode. So yeah, I have my husband with me, as you can see, and we don't have the kids today because this is mainly about parenting, as we have named the series parenting. So the past two episodes were about my pregnancy and about my birth story. So today it's mainly about parenting. And yeah, I don't have kids with me today. We are actually shooting this video at night. Yeah, because it's impossible because abantwana, they only take an hour for a nap, and sometimes abalali especially one. So, and they are just hectic like toddlers, guys. I'm sure you know. So yeah, they're so troublesome. So one will, and then I'm like, okay, it's fine, we can record. Guys, like it is hectic. So we decided that we should just shoot ebusuku. They are sleeping now, so we are peaceful. Like I'm sure the shoulders are relaxed.
Oh yeah,
we are chilled. It's chilled vibes. It's a Friday, so yeah, we are having a conversation we have never had before. That conversation is about areas of growth, lessons, and fears that we had on parenting. So yeah, that's what we're talking about today. I'm sure you can see from the caption. Yeah, so let's get into this. Oh, before I forget, if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for returning to our channel. And if you are new here, please stay tuned. We
subscribe on
subscribe so much.
Not from just subscribe. Like don't stay tuned. Subscribe. Like
we have so many videos to come, and please do watch our previous videos. Please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah. So yeah, thank you so much.
Like subscribe.
Don't forget to subscribe. Like you just press subscribe and be part of the notification gang every Saturday at 10 a.m. in the morning.
Saturday?
I'm sorry.
I'm Saturday.
Every Sunday
in the morning.
Every Sunday in the morning, 10 a.m. Yeah, we have a video for you guys. Like consistency, the channel is just something so amazing. It's, so you won't regret subscribing and notification.
Like, let's just say Sunday mornings, because of late like 10
just twice, but Sunday you always get something from the Hearty Moments with Buggz. Nobody got 10 o'clock, but you just always get something. I got to 2 o'clock or something. So yeah, let's get into the video.
Okay.
No.
Scala. Fears.
Yeah.
Okay, we find out we're pregnant. What's going through my mind? I think the biggest fear was around like and as a guy, yemal. It's like the best thing. So my biggest fear is how are you going to afford these children? And I think for me that was the biggest fear. But over and above leyo zikhona into secondary running in my mind. I think ekhaya sizalwa that's 15 plus minus, you should know that. And it's
on
not
my dad's side.
Yeah, good dad. And it's not the first time like having a child. Like I had 2 before, and this would now be the 3rd and 4th. And when I'm in 80, like I'm starting to become what I didn't want. Like my father was, and even though he loves us, like it's difficult for him to take care of us financially. So by 15, like obviously it was a better car. Like I think 15 is like just a round number. 15 is just like in fact 15 is a round number that I'm using. It could be a bit more. So like I'm becoming what I didn't want to become, and those were some of the fears. But okay, look, I think that those are the first 2. I think the third one is okay. See a child, cooler in front of me, and I think the previous 2, bakule no mama babo. I think my firstborn spent quite a bit of time at home, but not with me. So now this time, like we're living in Durban, I'm living in a bachelor period. What if something happens and I experience, I can't support you? I think those were my biggest fears. And at that point in time, another point of reference, a point of reference is because I didn't have a father, growing up Okona, like every day, I know what I don't want for my children, and he hasn't made many years. So I think that was the biggest fear, but another point of reference and not direction per se, you know what you don't want, but by virtue of knowing what you don't want, it's not to say indo oifunayo. You might know how when you finally get it, but yes, because from experience and from lived experience, I can't re-experience. So I think that for me would have been my 3 biggest fears when I'm eating duck.
My fears were, my first fear was actually having to break up with you, because in my mind I've always had this thing, but if I'd fall pregnant, if I would fall pregnant, because like people around me have experienced that. So I was like, nasekhaya into nandindixelba uke wamita ungatshadanga uzokushiya umfana babhana and you're going to be alone. And we are going back.
Like, and I can hear the tone.
And obviously, I had my siblings taking care of me. So, because myself I don't like being a burden. I'm sure you know that. I don't like being a burden. So, as much as I had to ask for assistance from my siblings in terms of school and accommodation and just my lifestyle, my biggest fear was falling pregnant and having to have my siblings take care of my child. And then when I found out it's not just one child, because I was like, okay, it's one child, then maybe I'll breastfeed, then it's pampers, and then maybe then you'll have to contribute here and there, then you'll buy those nappies and those clothes, they won't contribute so much. Now obviously I'll have to hustle as the mother of the child. So that was my biggest fear, not having you by my side, because I really honestly didn't think you'd stick by me. But you did, because you are the great, awesome man that you are. You stood by me. And my second fear was raising kids. Like, okay, at first I didn't know I was having twins. So my first fear was like, yes, I've seen my sisters and my family raising kids in front of me. I've been there with them, babysitting and all of that, and all of that. But now it's different. It's my own child, and I have to be an adult now, mama, and actually raise this human. And then when I found out it's twins, I'm like, there's 2 people.
Yeah, people. I think there's a shop called People's. Right?
It doesn't sound right.
It's not. It's two people.
Yeah, these two people that I am carrying are gonna depend on Nasia Sanga. So I still consider myself as umntwana because I was like, I'm going to have 2 kids. And how am I going to raise ababantwana bebabini all at the same time? Amasana mabini at the same time, because our plans was that married or not, sizohlala sobabini with his kids. So I was like, and now advice from Babanto Badala. Like in my mind, after I found out it was twins, I was like, okay, Kaya, they're just going to disown me and I'm going to be with him. If he leaves me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's the mentality I had. So I was like, okay, because we had planned that Sohlala Sobabini, Nobage Kaya Kutwani Kuteni. Ubaba accepted lobola. Yes. Ubaba accepted lobola or whatever. Raise our kids. And I was like, he's a man. He doesn't know much about raising kids. Basically, I have to face this alone. I am unemployed. So I was really scared and turned to depend on me. I didn't know how I would raise 2 infants at the same time. Abantwana masana mabini all at the same time. Ba depende divuke ekseni bajonge mna ndijonge bona.
But you did.
Yeah.
And for the longest part, like, I couldn't understand.
Yeah.
If for the longest part, I couldn't understand. I think it's almost intrinsic on nature. Instinct kicks in and it tells you what they need when they need it. It's so bad that they can't communicate at that point in time about okay, bafunale.
Yeah.
But you did an amazing job. Look at them now. I take them, I throw them in the air. I'm like inside and I flip and boyika bando abamna. And
I remember you were saying that. Like we started having this conversation like yesterday, last night, and then we decided that.
Yeah.
So he was scared of abandon because now I'm done so but obviously I had to put my big girl shoes on.
You would like Zotine.
Like that's so tukelana.
Like
abantwana bayonyuka, guys. Like I would like I was always on panic
and
mode.
I'd be in the kitchen, Hlambi, or in our kitchenette at the time. The Hlambi something whatever I was doing.
Or you're busy with work.
And then you're like and then I'm like flip, I was like so far from falling, like
no, it wasn't always falling. It was always
like where I'd get irritated, like, I'm like,
the falling.
It's so far from
I was traumatized, guys. Like, this is a secret we've never told anyone. The kids were only like 3 weeks old, and he came to my house once on land, and then we had to go to Spur for dinner.
We'd gone to Home Affairs first.
We'd go to, we signed Home Affairs to do birth certificates for Abantwan. And then after that, we went to Spur for dinner.
And the reason we went to Spur was
Oyama's birthday.
So my firstborn's birthday.
So we had to go to Spur. It was after his birthday, but he hadn't celebrated his birthday with him. So we went to celebrate his birthday ka Oyama Espe. Guys, on our entrance, ndiphethe umntwana nge-car seat, yabo, andimbophanga because ngamasana they were so tiny. Dangambophi. Yo, kanti ndimbambe kanje, i-car seat is already.
And I told you, Bumbo.
In her 3 weeks.
No, I told you, Bumbo. Part. The worst thing is, you continued walking.
Guys, wow, and I continued to walk, like walking to our table. This over, that is Carlos. Yo. I will never forget that day. Every time the
worst thing is
I'm sorry.
You know what irritates me the most is our waiter or waitress rather. Ati namdile wele. So So I like indeed they feel a pain or whatever.
No
Scenic
offense.
clinic, whatever.
No offense to Zulu people, ne? That girl was Zulu. She's like, "How am I? Nam giwele. How we be? Yes, I get him clinic. Yo."
Like we're frustrated.
I was
we're trying
like,
to get a meal.
Go on,
The mom will not know it's fine. We'll
like I was
assist the
like,
child. No, it's fine.
because nacho ngokunqoba umcholo umntana no right. Ngamshushuzela umntana. Wathula futhi ngokukhawuleza.
But she kept on coming back. She wasn't even a waiter.
She wasn't.
I think she was serving the tables around us.
And I was like,
yeah, I think she was serving like the tables around us.
yeah,
like it's spare money pods.
there's a table behind you that she was serving.
Because like money pods, it's spare like you save these 3, 4, 5
Yeah,
tables.
that's that part that was behind you that she was serving, because we're at the last part of the pod.
Yeah, so I think she was serving there, but she'd come around.
She was so annoying, guys.
And okay, but anyway, we're diverging.
So anyway, now let's move on to our. So this was the fears and
fears, but but what did we learn from this?
Okay. Should I go first?
Yeah, what did we learn? What did you learn?
I learned how to be strong. I learned irresponsibility. Yes, I was a responsible adult before I had kids, but I learned to be more responsible and nokuspenda imali ngendlela.
I blew it.
I never blew money before.
Here's my story.
I never blew money before.
Okay.
Right, okay.
Here's my story. I blew it. No, I'm not. It's Friday night. We were watching I Blew It. So we're being responsible for your money, and I'm saying here's my story. I blew it.
Anywho.
But yeah, if the shoe fits.
Okay. But anyway, I'm teaching now into the audience.
We're having a conversation.
Anyway, I learned how.
Don't look at them. Look at me. Tell me, what did you learn?
I learned how to spend money. Because usually before having kids, I would spend money on clothes. Taking grocery 200 rand, guys. Like, it was so bad. Ndithenga impahla ndiqonda uba impilo yami iphelele. But now that I have kids, I never buy myself clothes ever. Like, I never buy myself clothes. Impahla ndizithatha from my stock. Like, maybe bekho remaining stock engathengwanga, maybe bekho lo mali, bekho ezo mpahla zingathi maybe lo Excel osheke yedwa from many ezithengiweyo, yabo thatha ezo mpahla nqimbe zona nje. If I go to town, I go to a mall, I find isitolo sabantwana, I get inside, ndicoba ndiyochecka nje, like maybe xa sendinemali right ubani, I'll spend that money that I have ngelo xesha and buy my kids clothes. So I've learned, I'm not saying that is responsible, but I've learned to prioritize abantwana bam rather than myself, because I used to prioritize myself, and I've learned how to spend imali kakuhle. Ndiyakwazi ubeka imali ndiqomba okay lena imali maybe 500 rand napkin nesipoponi, so mandiyibeke aside. Zikhona right now, but zizawuphela in 2 weeks time, mandiyibeke. And I've learned irresponsibility. Ndiyungumuntu onqenayo ne, but I've learned uba ndivuke ekuseni ndenzela abantwana ukuthi nokuthi. Like, ayonto ndifeel like I'm so annoyed. Don't. Yinto isuka enhlizweni yami, because I'm doing it for my family, I'm doing it for my kids. So ndivuke ekuseni ndingumuntu othanda uthonga, but I wake up and I'm like, let me do this and that for my family. So yeah. So
yeah, I think myself, in terms of learnings or what I've learned from this, I think it's important to be present. My firstborn, secondborn, not so much physical presence, and like just the joy of being present, the benefits of seeing your children grow, seeing them take their first steps, seeing them, mimic their first words. It's like there's nothing to replace it. And what I've learned from this parenting journey in terms of the twins, it's important to be present, and that's what I'll take away from it.
It's nice. I also think that is important. It's also a nice feeling to actually experience abantwana be-reach ezo milestones. So yeah, let's go to the
third one. Where can we grow? Where can we grow? Where can we improve? I think from my side, it's showing that I care. And not by virtue of, even though I've said in the previous statement it's important to be present, but not by virtue of being present, you then say or commit to showing feelings as like telling the children that you love them, showing it by waking up in the middle of the night, showing it by now essentially you're the man in the house, you've gone out to buy, whether it's drinks or you've gone out to wash the car, whatever, coming back with that item of clothing for one. I think that's where I can grow. I can definitely show my family.
Why'd you do that?
My children a bit more. It's an area of growth.
Okay.
You'd want me to look good in front of the people, but and I think it's an area where I can grow. I think it's also an attribute that I pick up from home, like in terms of I know my mother cares about me, and I know my sisters care about me, but we don't connect daily. Yeah, well, 2-3 weeks. And like we don't get told that on a daily. And for those reasons, I think I've grown to become a person who, when I'm feeling something, I don't really show it. I think it comes from, it's almost like an imposter feeling kind of thing, whereby like they're gonna catch me out, they're gonna find out about, okay, actually, even though he's always like this on social media, he's always like this, make sure the family cares, actually there's that feeling of not wanting to be caught out. So I think that's an area of growth, not only with family but just in my character naturally. Like when I achieve something, I don't want to celebrate it because hey, what if like the next step I take is the wrong one, and then like
so that's why
I've celebrated. Yeah, so I think that's it for me. Must move on from your side.
Yeah, from me, areas of growth is, I think I don't really, I know I'm doing a great job because people tell me I'm doing a great job. My husband tells me I'm doing a great job. But actually, I'm like, I think 80% of the time, I feel like I am a terrible mother. I feel like I don't give my children enough attention. And yet, abantwana bam are like literally obsessed with me. My sister tells me this all the time, you are such a good mother. How much they love you and how much they are attached to you, that you are a mother that is there. You are a present mother. So, don't
like ukona and ukona over, like sometimes like let them be, let them grow, let them be independent.
But I don't feel that way. Like I feel like I'm not so there. I don't know why. I actually feel like maybe I'm not good enough as a mother. I don't feed them enough. I don't cuddle with them enough. I don't. And enough. I'm just sitting there and they come to me And then if they come to me, then I show them uthando. Unless then like I feel like I caught there. I don't know, but people have been telling me that I kolonto. Well, let me not say people, like my close family, my husband, my sister, my brother, have told me that I am a magnificent mother. I do believe them, but it's something that I feel inside that I'm not there enough for my kids. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's an area for growth or it's something in the filayo, koyo, or what. I don't know. What do you think?
It's an area of growth, but not from a parenting perspective, but from a perspective of personal development and personal growth. I think I've been doing quite a bit of reading around this, and it's almost like an imposter kind of feeling, whereby you critique yourself and
it's personal critique.
I'm gonna get caught out. I feel like I'm not doing enough, and usually it's an indication that you're doing more than enough. Whenever you feel like you're not doing enough, it's an indication of you doing more than enough, and that's where I take comfort now when I feel like that. So I would say from my side, it's an area of growth in terms of taking confidence in what you're doing, understanding and appreciating what you're doing, so that you can be able to continue to share your journey in terms of motherhood. What you do or how you do it, because you feel like you're inadequate.
And it's not easy, guys.
In that shape or form, yes, it is an area of growth. But I think overall, we've done a good job.
I think so.
And,
and Babeko bazali perfect. Do you think back one? Because I'm telling you, no one is perfect. So nothing is perfect. Therefore, parents are not perfect ever.
There's always areas of growth. There's always.
But another fear that I have, going back to fears, is that when our kids grow up, when Tata, you never did this for me. When Mama, you never did this for me. That is my biggest fear. Like, I'm so scared of that. I wish we don't know what our kids want. You never
know, eh?
But I actually needed this from Mama, from Dad. So I don't know.
For me, the biggest thing is just to be present.
I honestly feel like parenting is not easy. You just have to go with the flow.
For me, I feel like the biggest
Okay, go back.
Jesus, no. So
I just yeah,
like you I just watched it. No man.
Camera.
So
really?
So
you cut
nothing.
Wow.
So anyway, I feel like you never really know what's good for your kids, because genetically, social construct, the spaces that we grow up in, maybe might not be the same in terms of and what's required of a parent in the 21st century versus what was required in the 19th and in the 18th, whatever, like 80s and 90s, not necessarily centuries. So yes, but I think the basic, not necessarily basic, but the most important thing you can do is just be present. Bakhona, available to listen, available to support, available to cheer, available to critique. Bakhona.
Okay guys, so this is the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed our conversation, and maybe some of you guys relate to this. So thank you so much. This is the end of our parenting series. This is the end of our parenting series. I hope you enjoyed all of our 3 videos. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed, please do the right thing and subscribe and hit the notification button and join the notification fam. Thank you so much. Until next time, goodbye.